Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's your girl Cindy, and I'm back again today with another gist. I trust you guys are doing great. I trust you guys are having fun today. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So I just want us to have a look at this video today. If you are a TikToker, I'm sure you must have seen this man's video on your For You page. Or this guy has been trending on TikTok, like he's done tons of videos, literally asking weird questions and controversial questions. So I just want us to have a look at this video today. He asks a question, and here is the question: why do we only judge white people for owning slaves?
I'm just gonna ask this one more time. Why do we only judge white people for owning slaves when every culture had them?
Right, a lot of reactions, a lot of stitches, which I have put them together, just very few of them. We are going to hear from these people, but should we remind him of chattel slavery? Now, I know that someone might be asking, what is chattel slavery? Now, this is why I tell people to do their research. Now, I saw some comments, some people were like, TikTok and YouTube are the only apps that I, get my history lessons from. And that is also why I urge people to drop their comments in their comment section, because I know there are some people out there that cannot, navigate, internet, to source for information. I also tell people, after seeing these informations on these social media platforms, please do your research. Now, I'm going to read out from Google what chattel slavery means. Please and please do your own research, okay? Now, this is from Google. It says chattel slavery is the enslaving and owning of human beings and their offspring as property able to be bought, sold, and forced to work without wages, as distinguished from other systems of forced, unpaid, or low-wage labor, also considered to be slavery. Now, we are talking about chattel slavery because, from the question the white man asked, why do people blame white people for owning, slaves, basically? I just want to know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to show you a few stitches. Of course, people responded to him. And I am also show you some screenshots of comments I grabbed from his comment section. Let's make this a conversation today and also a history lesson. Please check these videos out.
Judge white people for owning slaves when every culture had them.
Apartheid ended the same year the Super Nintendo came out. Apartheid ended the same year the Super Nintendo came out. Apartheid ended the same year the Super Nintendo came out. That means before we lived in a world with the Super Nintendo, it was completely okay to treat an African person as a non-human in their own country. That was 34 years ago. 34 years ago, not even 40, not even middle age, bro. 34 years ago, dog. 34 years ago. TLDR, shit affects the modern day. That's pretty much it. But none of this would have happened if it wasn't for rich Portuguese people, rich British people, and rich Belgians. So, again, it's rich people's fault. Stay focused. Rich people are the problem. All them rich Portuguese nobles, fucking whoever the king or queen was that kept giving Christopher Columbus funding, King Leopold, they're all rich. They're all white, but they're more importantly, they were all rich. It was rich people's fault. Rich people did this. Stay focused. Rich people are the problem.
People for owning slaves when every culture had them.
Fuck. I don't like it any more than you do, but he has a point. Someone help me, because I know that this is intersectionally problematic and I don't know what to say. The Scots had slaves. The English had slaves. Fucking Irish people had slaves and indentured servants. We know for a damn fact the Egyptians had slaves because, we haven't stopped hearing about those slaves for the last 2,000 years. And this is why I hate this guy, because sometimes he has really good shit, and then other times it's just like, what the fuck did he just say? And it comes out right out of fucking left field. I'd never even fucking thought about it, to be honest. My brain's working too fucking hard to try to come up with something against this, but it's just not coming to me.
One more time, why do we only judge white people for owning slaves?
You're lying. It won't just be one more time. White people never get tired of asking this question, no matter how many times non-white people answer it. I am a white person, so maybe you'll listen to me. Race-dependent slavery, slavery based on race, was invented, perpetrated by white people. White people. Not Egyptians, not any other group of people who have owned slaves in ancient history or throughout time. They didn't cause all of these problems in America. They didn't cause all these problems in Asia. They didn't cause all of the... White people did it. White people did all of it. All of it. It's not just a moral argument. We're not sitting here philosophizing about whether or not human beings are capable of enslaving each other. Of course they are. Of course, people are people. It doesn't matter what color you are. Some people suck. But white people are to blame. They did it. They did all of it. Does that make sense?
Why do we only judge white people for owning slaves when every culture...
Well, I think a lot of people in general think slavery is bad no matter when and where it occurred or what culture it was part of. But more specifically, slavery has a lot of context to do with a lot of our issues today in terms of like civil rights, because everything that has to do with civil rights can go back to slavery and the racism that has been a part of that. So, but that's a sincere question. It just has a lot to do, because even though slavery was just over 100 years ago, that's just only 2 or 3 generations ago. Like my granddad was born in 1900, which means his dad and his granddad was alive during slavery. So you could almost touch it.
I'm just going to ask this one more time. Why do we only judge white people for...
Because we live in North America. Name me a culture in this side of the planet that had slaves that didn't look like me and you. Or that didn't commit genocide. Or that didn't kill their slave because they got pregnant after they got raped. Yeah, that happened numerous times. And why do you not want to judge people that had slaves? Why do you think we shouldn't be judged? Certain shit you don't get a pass on ever. We committed genocide, we committed slavery, and we committed some of the most horrible things a human being has done to another human.
Why do we only judge white people for owning slaves?
Chattel slavery, bitch. Before I go into the entire system and the fact that you live here, I want to ask, why do you only record these in places where there's 0 people of color around? Your eyes dart back and forth as you ask your questions for a reason. That being said, we also live in a place where there is a system of oppression built left over from the slavery which we both, you and I, benefit from by just looking the way we look. I can't imagine how frustrating it must be to be a black person and just know that you exist. Side note, everybody gets judged for it. White people just want to hold on to it so bad, and you want to be a victim more than anything. Oppress me, daddy.
So I just want us to talk about the comment section for 1 minute. So I checked the comment section out. By the way, I took some screenshots of them, and I'm going to put it somewhere around this video so you guys can please pause to read the comments if you want to. Now, the comment section, some white people came out. They were like, oh yeah, keep asking them this question, and please don't forget to ask them who sold the slaves to the white people. Now, this is the reason why white people are so uncomfortable when, whenever you talk about slavery, whenever you talk about racism. They feel so uncomfortable. They don't want to hear. They don't want you to talk about it ever, ever, ever again. Now, also in the comment section, some people were like, I also saw some comments from some white people. They were like, some white people don't want to listen, don't want to learn and unlearn, they don't want to ask questions, they don't want to do their research, please pause to read this comment if you want to. Please, I just want us to make this video a history lesson. I'm sure some people are going to take out one or two. And note that this video is for educational purposes only. It is not to bully anyone or harass anyone, but just to create awareness so we all can see and know what is happening on social media, especially on TikTok. I'm going to see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.